Hi, this is Ty Sobel with Do Not Hire Tire, and this is the High Country Forager backpack, which was designed by Zimmerman. He commissioned us to make it for him. This was a bag he wanted for foraging for mushrooms at high altitudes in the Rockies, and he wanted to be able to bring a fly rod along with and some fly fishing gear. So if you guys aren't familiar with Zimmerman, you should check out his writing, especially if you're a fly fisherman or just like reading about the outdoors. Great author. But some of the features he wanted us to include on here was a fly rod tube holder. So his fly rod tube that he likes using is 30 by 2 inches. It just so happens I have one that's the same size, so I use that for reference. And I made it a little bit bigger. You can see the pocket at the bottom could accommodate a slightly larger rod tube, and this top adjustment here is, well, adjustable. So if he decides to get a bigger rod tube in the future, he'll still be able to use this bag with it. Behind the rod tube, there are two 7/16 inch grommets, and those are for ventilation. There are two large inner compartments that are used for storing mushrooms. So I wanted to be able to be sure those could breathe. And on the other side, he wanted a pocket that would hold his Nalgene bottle with a carabiner and D-ring. This is a brilliant idea. I've never done this on one of my backpacks before, but I think I'm going to put it on all of them in the future. I just like that extra something to hold on to it, so you don't feel like it's going to pop out every time you step over a big log or something. But yeah, this thing can get turned upside down. It stays in there. I made the pocket a little bit, just like on the other side, I made it a little bit larger than it really needs to be just to hold an Nalgene, because I wanted it to have the option of putting like one of these GSI large camp cups in there. Like there are a few companies out there that do titanium versions and stuff like that, but they're great to have with you on a hike. You don't always need it, but it's nice to have as an option, I think. I like doing that on my own bags. So that can hold one of those with a Nalgene in it, and then you just clip it on with this carabiner. Another feature he really wanted was a zip pocket for holding a phone, wallet, and keys. So I put a carabiner on a D-ring just right at the front of the pocket. It's generally, your keys are the most important thing to get right when you get back to your vehicle, so I wanted them to be easily accessible. On top of that, holds a wallet and even a large phone with no trouble. Plenty of room in there. I would say, however, though, this is water-resistant duck canvas. It's not waterproof, though, so in extended downpours, this will leak through, and whatever's in there will get damp. So I would just suggest putting a little plastic Ziploc in there or something, or a bag from an MRE, like a hot beverage bag, and that way if it starts pouring, you just put your phone in there and your wallet, and you're no worries. He also wanted a big pocket that he could throw some like an extra fly box in, his fly reel, maybe some extra leaders or tippet. So I made this giant of a pocket on the front for him. It's huge, but no matter what size fly box he wants, I've got this large wet fly box right here, or I've got a couple sizes from Morel, a medium one or a small one, and all these fit in here together right now, which is pretty great. Then of course you can slip some extra leaders in there, a few spools of tippet, and your favorite fly reel. And that's everything you need for a day of fishing. You got your reel, your rod, any fly you could possibly want to carry with you, there's room for it in there. So really nice big pocket for that. And right here you can see there's a little bit of a gap going through there. That's intentional so the mushrooms can breathe a little bit better. Air ventilation is critical for that, so there's a little bit of a gap, but not big enough for anything to fall out of. And you'll notice there's a little bit of a space at the top too, and again that's just for ventilation. But when you open this up, you can see the two main compartments. These are just for storing mushrooms. They're fully lined. Each one has two 7/16 inch grommet vents on the front of it, and then there are two on the inside that connect to the two pockets as well, just to allow for a little bit better circulation and to hold everything in place. And in here, I've got a package of fire starters that we make. These are made with the fabric scraps from projects like this. Anything we make out of canvas or any sort of cotton gets saved, and then we upcycle it instead of just sending it to the landfill, make it into fire starters. I'm sure Jay can get a fire going a number of ways, but just in case it's damp one day, this is a great way to dry out your kindling, because each of these burns for about 15 minutes. So nice on a wet day, and thought I'd throw them in anyway. And all of the leather on here has been treated with several coats of kiwi oil. I just have a tin, just mink oil from kiwi. Just rub it on with your finger, and conditions the leather really nicely, and you can buy this stuff anywhere. Alright, so that is the High Country Forager backpack. Again, this was designed by Jay Zimmerman and made by Do Not Hire Attire, proudly in the US. Thank you.